can cover in a review. Now what I've just passed out to you is an everything you need to know for this chapter kind of a worksheet. We're going to talk about some of it a lot, some of it not at all, and some of it a little, based upon what I think will be on your test. If you have any questions about what's on the sheet that we don't talk about a lot, you need to ask. But we'll have a chance to do that at the end of the session. Pretty sure Mr. Barnett and I agree that you're going to see a lot of SOHCAHTOA, trigonometry, on the test, 4 or 5 questions maybe, because it's easy for them to grade. It's easy for you know, it's a formula you can follow. Other thing that's good about it is, and what they want to test on the EOC, is that you can think beyond just the question in front of you. You know, they're going to give you stuff. They'll always give you all the information you know. First of all, depend on that for this test. You will have all the information given to you that you need to answer the question. What you may have to do is take multiple steps to come up with the ultimate information you need, but what you need to know will be on that question. Special triangles will be on the test. I think that I believe there'll be one geometric mean question on the test, which is really how to do a similar triangle. We're going to spend about 5 or 10 minutes on that. And then the rest of it we're going to hit with SOHCAHTOA. But before we do anything else, I want you to look at the bottom of that sheet. And I gave you a process about how to solve a problem using a formula. You see that at the bottom? If you can remember those steps, even generally, and approach each of these questions that you're going to see on this test, you're going to find out that you can answer and understand more of it than you think you can. So look at the list. First thing you need to know is, what are they asking me? What's important? They're asking you a specific question. I would write that down on my test or on the worksheet, however that works out for you. Then I'd make a list of the information they give you. I call those givens. You know, we'll go over that some too. Then the next question is there a formula? Most of the questions you're going to have on your EOC will involve a formula. And I believe that they're going to get most of them, aren't they? You're going to have a formula sheet. So you're going to be able to have to select the right formula and then populate it with the variables they give you. And we're going to go over some of that too. Once you substitute the information they've given you into your formula, then you have to just simplify it. Take it down to its most simple answer. And then ask yourself, does this answer make sense? If it doesn't, then you need to go back and look. But if it does, then ask yourself the final question, does this answer the question? Because sometimes they'll tell you to solve for X. You know, they'll give you something with X, but what the answer is has X as a variable in it. So you have to go back and plug X into the little formula, you know, like the length of the side is 2x plus 3, and then you'll solve for X. You're not done if you solve for X. You're only done after you plug in your answer for X into the 2x plus 3 formula. That'll be your answer. Just ask yourself those questions. You don't have to memorize that, but if you'll get used to approaching these problems this way, you'll get more of them right than you realize. Okay. You can remember that. Easy to remember. And there's 2 others. You probably won't see, but there's 2 others that are out there. To be honest with you, what about this one? Who solved this one without a calculator? 2 guys? Mary? How'd you do that?
You just use, well, the 2 of the legs are the same. And then
Say again?
2 of the legs are the same. And
Okay, why do you know that?
Because of the 45, 45.
You know that a 45, 45, 90-degree triangle, the legs are always equal length. Okay? So you knew since this one was 3 that was 3. Now how'd you get this one?
It was a
Hypotenuse.
It was a 3 radical 3.
3 radical 2. I think that in a right 45, 45, 90 triangle, the 2 legs are equal, and the hypotenuse is equal to the leg times radical 2, the square root of 2. Yes? So if you remember that, you don't have to do that math either. As soon as you see one 45-degree angle, you know you've got 2 legs that are equal and a leg times radical 2. You don't have to do the Pythagorean theorem. It's done for you.
So now it would be 3.
This would be 3, 3, 3, 3 times radical 2. Every time. You don't have to worry about it anymore. But if you can't remember that, then do Pythagorean theorem, Pythagorean